Hi. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how we express our plans for the future. In English, there are about 3 main ways to do this, and it is related to talking about the future in general, or to talking about our predictions for the future, possibilities in the future. All of these ideas are pretty related. They're not completely independent. Okay? So, first, if we're talking about plans, let's just look at the verb plan. So, if somebody asks you what you plan to do, they can also say, what are you planning on doing? Or what are you planning to do? They can say all these things because the verb plan can be used in some different ways. We can use it both in the present simple and in the present continuous. And after the verb plan, we can use the infinitive with to, or we can use I plus the ing form. So let's take a look at that. It sounds complicated, but it's actually super easy. Okay? So imagine that you are graduating and you want to go back to your hometown because you miss your hometown. So here's what we can answer. We can say, I'm planning to return to my hometown. I'm planning on returning to my hometown. I plan to return to my hometown, and also I plan on returning to my hometown. All of them are acceptable. All of them mean basically the same thing. You might find tiny differences. If you ask different native speakers, they might say one is more confident, one is more tentative, but they're very, very similar. To me, the continuous tense, I'm planning, is a bit more tentative. Your plan is not as confident, but the differences are extremely minimal. There's another thing we can do if we really don't have any plan at all, but a very vague hope of a plan. We can just use I'd like to. Well, I'd like to return to my hometown. But it's not yet a plan because I haven't really made any decision about it. So that's using the verb plan. Answer me these questions. What do you plan to do tomorrow? How do you plan to improve your English? What do you plan to do after you graduate? What are you planning on doing next week or next weekend? Well, we don't always have to use the word plan like robots. We can also just use the forms that we learned when we talked about the future. Okay? So, what are those forms to talk about the future? We can use going to, we can use the present continuous. So let's just review those quickly. Imagine that I'm going to take a vacation. So I'm going to go to Atlanta. I'm going to visit my sister who lives there. And I also want to do some tourist activities. And you know I'm a big fan of Diet Coke. So I want to visit the world of Coca-Cola, which is like a Coca-Cola museum. So I can say, we're going to visit the world of Coca-Cola when I'm in Atlanta. Okay? It's a plan that I have. What are you going to do when this whole pandemic situation ends? Me, I'm going to throw a massive bash when it ends. I'm going to invite lots of people to my house, and we're going to have fun. The neighbor's going to get angry, but I don't care. We're going to throw a massive bash. Okay? If we are talking about work, we can say I'm going to work somewhere. But if we have a specific time period, like in 5 years, in 10 years, it's probably more natural to use the continuous. I am going to be working, or I will be working. So in 5 years, maybe I'm going to be working in the same university. Maybe I'm going to be working in a different university. Maybe I'm going to be working in a completely different career. Who knows? Okay. I'm probably not going to be working in a paper mill, since I did not study anything related to that topic. Okay. Well, there's another tense that we can use, as I mentioned, the present continuous, and we use it in a different situation. We use it when we have already decided, we have already made specific arrangements, we know where something is going to happen, with who, when. So take a look at these examples. I'm throwing a party tomorrow. If I'm throwing a party tomorrow, I know it will be at my place. I know basically who I'm going to invite, or maybe I already have invited them. I know what we're going to eat or drink, and I'm throwing a party tomorrow. Okay? It's not the same as I'm going to throw a party after the pandemic ends, because that's a general plan for the future. And this, there's nothing general about it. This is a plan that I already know is happening. Okay? It really will happen. It doesn't have to be in 1 day or 1 hour. It can be next year, like Javier is studying in Salamanca next year. But still it means that something has already been done. Javiera has already been accepted. She has already maybe won a scholarship, or she has already sent a letter saying that she's going to go. It's not a general plan. It is a fact. We're leaving for Santiago tomorrow. Maybe I already have the bus ticket, or I already have the hotel reservation, or maybe I don't have any specific preparation, but I just know that it's a fact that we are leaving for Santiago tomorrow. This form with the present continuous to show a future plan is very common for traveling. We're leaving tomorrow, we're arriving tomorrow, we're going tomorrow. Also for kinds of invitations, like we're having lunch tomorrow, we're having dinner tomorrow, we're having coffee tomorrow, we're having a big party tomorrow, we're having a barbecue, these things. And when we want to ask a question, if we want to know if someone's busy or not, we can use the same form. Are you doing anything fun this weekend? Are you doing anything at 8 o'clock tomorrow? Because I want to have a Zoom call. Okay. One thing to mention, with this form, it's kind of weird to use something like maybe or probably. Maybe Javier is studying in Salamanca next year. That doesn't make a lot of sense, because if Javier is studying in Salamanca, that means she's been accepted and she's going to go. But on the other hand, if we use going to, it's very easy to use maybe. Maybe we're going to visit the world of Coke, but maybe we won't have time. Okay? So, well, those are the 3 ways to talk about future plans. Some of them I think you have already seen in the past, but it's a kind of review. So we have the verb plan, we have going to, and we have the present continuous. Take a look at the examples I showed you, pause the video if you need to, and make your own sentences, your own short dialogues.